Okay. So, so after I um, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the computer, the screen and stuff about. It didn't look like it was recording. So okay. So she tells me that he's pretty broken up, and I'm like, okay, just let me see him. So I go back and I leave my daughter there because I leave my daughter in the room with my neighbor because I wanted to, see what was going on to prepare her. So, meanwhile, my daughter is very calm, um, which was good because, I mean, I was okay. I just about lost it though when they wouldn't, when what happened. But anyways, I kind of like got a little bit better. I regrouped when I realized that he was in CT. So I had went ahead and I left her there with my neighbor and I went back to see my husband. And I wasn't really prepared for what I saw, but um, he was in uh, a neck collar, and his jaw was the size of a. I mean, to me, when I first saw it, it looked like it was the size of a baseball. And when I first saw it, I said, okay, he's got a broken jaw. His face was bloody, and there was many uh, pieces of glass, little shards all over him, and he was clenching like this, but that's because he had the collar on, and they were getting ready to put stitches right about here, and we found out later that his jaw was not broken, but his when they went to put the stitches on, they um, I'm going back too far. It's about right there, right here. So when he went to put the stitches in, they went to clean it with the solution, and he could taste it in his mouth. And he goes, "Can I get something to spit this out?" And they're like, "What do you need to spit out?" And he said, "I can taste whatever you're doing." And they looked inside, and it was a puncture hole. And went all the way through. And how they think that his jaw was not broken, but that puncture hole was swollen and big. And it must have been when the accident happened, he went like this, and whatever punctured him went through, and it went all the way through, but it didn't hurt any teeth, no jaw, or nothing. Okay, so um, the they did three X-rays, a series of it was all on his left side. He was hit by a minivan. It was all on the left side, and he had shattered his femur. And his femur, when they said shattered, it was busted in like four parts and then in little tiny parts. And then they had his elbow it was cut open, and his elbow to the bone, and the tip of the if you can see it. Well, the humerus, when the humerus bone was shattered, and it was like gravel. So they said, you're going to need surgery. So we were preparing for surgery, and I didn't know if this hospital was good or not. I, we're new. We don't know anybody. So, anyways, and I was just like, well, what, I don't know what to do. I don't know if this are good people, if. So the chief of surgery for joints and like you need when you need your knees replaced or whatever, was there, And they actually did. He was there, and he's like, I would, if this happened to me, I would want this done, and or my family members. So that made me feel comfortable. They put in a rod. They lifted his knee, moved his knee out a little bit, and put a rod straight through up the uh, up the femur. So the femur was fixed that way, and they had to clean out the elbow, and the elbow was so bad that he said that it was like gravel, and he thinks that he might get like 90% use of his elbow. He said it will never be 100%, but you know, through therapy and stuff, it might. Um, so the surgery lasts about 3.5 hours, and no, I'm in my last class of my master's degree, and I had a report due that night. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to try to get my mind off of this and get this done while I'm waiting for his surgery to get done. And that was the only way how I did it. I mean, I ended up I ended up with a C minus in that class. So, but anyways, that's irrelevant. Anyways, so he got through his surgery okay. So we stayed with him that night. Um, and the next day they come in, and he keeps complaining that his shoulder hurts. And they're like, oh, it's probably from the accident. Well, his surgeon was just like, we better get another x-ray. So they x-rayed his shoulder, and his shoulder was broken too. So they had to do another surgery to mend that. So all in all, my husband has a broken shoulder, which required 3 screws, a broken elbow, which was damaged, could be the tip of the bone was just in like gravel, and they could only clean it out and stitch it up. So he has a massive scar that looks kind of like a, like this. It goes down. Um, he has 6 broken ribs, so his whole left side, all his ribs were broken. His pelvis and the joint, the socket of his um, the joint socket, I mean the hip socket and pelvis right there is busted, and the femur, um, and his ankle was bad, but it wasn't broken. Um, thank God, um, there was no injury to like his organs or anything like that. He did have a closed head injury. He was unconscious for about 7 to 10 minutes, and he was awake in the car when when the first responders came. So the woman that hit him was 20 years old, and she was driving a minivan. Um, a mess, a true horrific mess. Um, my husband spent, it was almost a month, like a few days short of a month, in the hospital. A week before he was supposed to come home, um, he was supposed to be home on April 1st, and he got sick. He felt really sick, like there was something wrong, and they thought he was just wore out by all the physical therapy he was doing, and the doctor said, well, let's just check for a blood clot. He has got a huge blood clot in his leg that 3 veins are blocked. from this blood clot, and so he had to be on blood thinners, and he had to be there another week. So um, it was horrific. My husband's home now. He's in a hospital bed. He has a walker. He has a wheelchair and a bedside commode, and he is in so much pain. And they have him on medicine. Um, they have him on 14 different kinds of medicines, um, and it's just been. It feels like one blow after another. Um, Last week, we found out that he got fired. Um, they had to come up with some way of firing him, and anyways, they let him go, and so now his insurance was all dropped, and we had to start up Cobra, and he wasn't there long enough to get insurance. What's it called? Unemployment. So, anyways, um, and it's just like, you know, one thing, one big huge stress thing after another, and the physical therapist was supposed to come out, and we had so many problems with that. And I mean, I, I just don't. The stress level has been so bad, you guys. And it's just, I tell you, what's really gotten me through this though has been my faith, and um, I just like every day, there's something going on, and you know, either it be legal stuff and you have to get this done and that done, or my school, I was supposed to get $2,000 back from my school, and they sent it back to the lender, and they weren't supposed to do it, and there's nothing that they can do. So I lost out on that, and boy, did we desperately need that. So that was another blow. Um, the car was just totaled, and they offered us, I think, 2,000 some odd dollars for the car, but you have to have a title. And because we're moving, I mean, we just moved here. It's all been in the packing, so we had to send away for a new title, and they won't even give us that, until the title gets here. So basically, we're on our own until things get settled. So I mean, right now, that's where I'm at. That's what happened. That's what's been going on. Um, and like I said, I could, you know, I I'm so surprised that I've been able to do it. I've been. I mean, everybody that knows me on this channel knows that I'm in chronic pain, and I've been able to get through it. I mean, it's been very hard and physically draining and exhausting, but I have been able to get done what I needed to get done, even though it's been excruciating pain that I've had to deal with. And I just keep saying it's not as bad as Mark, it's not as bad as what he's going through. So um, I thank you guys for listening, and I have some other videos I want to put up, and I hope to do that soon. And I hope all is well. Talk to you soon. Bye.